Iraq economic news and points to ponder Monday afternoon, December 30, 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. 40 trillion dinars is Iraq's internal debt. Does the government have the key to repay it? Time: the 30th of December 2024, 17 hours 56 minutes and 16 seconds. Reading 819 times. Politics. Al Farad News. Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Jamal Khojar, revealed Iraq's internal debts, which exceeded 40 trillion dinars. Khojar told Euphrates News that, regarding Iraq's internal debts, the numbers speak of more than 40 trillion, and the majority of the debts belong to the government banks, Rafadain, and TBI. He added, the government is now able to pay these debts if it opts for withdrawing them from the bank reserve. Khojar stressed the need to schedule debt repayment as a result of the bank's role parallel to the government's role in providing job opportunities and supporting the private sector. The financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh, announced that Iraq has exited the risks of external debts, and that Iraq is a well-fortified country. He stressed that the ratio of debts to the gross domestic product does not constitute a burden on the state, as it amounts to 5% of the gross domestic product, and is confined within the government banking system. Exchange rates rise in Baghdad, stabilize in Erbil with closure. Economy, December 30, 2024. Mawazin News. The US dollar rose against the Iraqi dinar in Baghdad markets on Monday, while it stabilized in Erbil, the capital of the Kurdistan region, with the closing of the stock exchange. The dollar also rose with the closing of the two main stock exchanges in Baghdad, Al-Kifa and Al-Harithia, to record 151,750 dinars per $100, while it recorded 151,600 dinars per $100 this morning. Selling prices rose in exchange shops in local markets in Baghdad, where the selling price reached 152,000 dinars per $100, while the purchase price reached 151,000 dinars per $100. In Erbil, the dollar recorded stability, where the selling price reached 151,700 dinars per $100, and the purchase price reached 151,600 dinars per $100. Iraqi oil stabilizes at high level at the beginning of year-end trading. Economy, December 30, 2024. Mawazin News. Follow-up of the Iraqi oil record at the beginning of the end of the year's trading. Today, Monday, stability at an increase during the opening of the week's trading in global markets. According to economic data, Basra heavy crude recorded $70.19 per barrel, while the average recorded $73.29 per barrel, with a change of -0.16, respectively, for February 2025 delivery. The data also showed an increase in global crude prices, with British Brent crude recording $74.30. While U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude recorded $70.66 per barrel, with a change of +0.13 and +0.05, respectively. Gold prices stabilize in Baghdad. Stock Exchange Economy News. Baghdad. The prices of foreign and Iraqi gold stabilized in the local markets in the capital, Baghdad, today, Monday. Gold prices in the wholesale markets on Al-Nar Street in Baghdad this morning recorded a selling price for 1 mithqal of 21-karat Gulf Turkish and European gold of 556,000 dinars, and a purchase price of 526,000 dinars. The selling price of 1 mithqal of 21-karat Iraqi gold reached 526,000 dinars, and the purchase price was 522,000 dinars. As for gold prices in goldsmiths' shops, the selling price of a mithqal of 21-karat Gulf gold ranges between 560,000 and 570,000 dinars, while the selling price of a mithqal of Iraqi gold ranges between 530,000 and 540,000 dinars. 82 Views. December 30, 2024. Sudanese advisor reveals government's philosophy for future of national economy. Time: the 30th of December 2024. Read 1131 times. Economic, Al Farad News. The economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh, revealed the government's philosophy for the future of the national economy, represented by the idea of establishing a sovereign wealth fund. Saleh told Euphrates News that the initiation of the idea of a sovereign wealth fund is essential and is consistent with the renaissance of natural resources and undoubtedly comes in parallel with the development path strategy and its outcomes in generating a leading industrial renaissance in the national economy. This is Iraq's outline in building the future of its economy for the 21st century and in two directions, the export-oriented development model and the other. And the development model directed towards maximizing the input-output tables and replacing imports within the national economy. He added, therefore, the sovereign wealth fund will adopt a vision that expresses the strength and basis of the interconnections between the outputs of national wealth from natural resources and the inputs of the production function in the national economy, which requires another model in managing sovereign wealth funds directed towards the interior. Saleh explained that the sovereign fund will work to accelerate the diversification of the three basic sectors, which are the manufacturing industry, agriculture and services. In an advanced digital age, this is what the government program aspires to in its philosophy for the future of the national economy, which did not neglect the idea of partnership between state activity and market activity in sustainable development. Exchange rates rise in Baghdad, stabilize in Erbil with closure. Economy, December 30, 2024 Mawazin News. The US dollar rose against the Iraqi dinar in Baghdad markets on Monday, while it stabilized in Erbil, the capital of the Kurdistan region, with the closing of the stock exchange. The dollar also rose with the closing of the two main stock exchanges in Baghdad, Al-Kifa and Al-Harithia, to record 151,750 dinars per $100. While it recorded 151,600 dinars per $100 this morning. Selling prices rose in exchange shops in local markets in Baghdad, where the selling price reached 152,000 dinars per $100, while the purchase price reached 151,000 dinars per $100. In Erbil, the dollar recorded stability, where the selling price reached 151,700 dinars per $100, and the purchase price reached 151,600 dinars per $100. Iraqi Ports announces 2024 achievements, electronic automation and increase of revenues to 1 trillion dinars. Economy, Mawazin News. The Iraqi General Company for Ports announced, today, Monday, the most prominent achievements for the year 2024, which included the introduction of electronic automation and the implementation of reform measures in port work, which contributed to raising port revenues to exceed the barrier of 1 trillion Iraqi dinars. The company's general manager, Farhan Al-Fartusi, confirmed during a press conference that work on the Grand Fao port project has achieved remarkable progress, as the completion rate of the 5 projects in the port exceeded 80%. He also pointed to the start of the operating phase through the competition of 11 international companies to operate Container Terminal No. 1. Al-Fartusi added that the number of ships that entered Qasr port during the current year exceeded 3,000 ships, while the number of containers exceeded 1.8 million containers, which reflects the development in port performance and the achievement of a qualitative leap in the management of Iraqi ports. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.